What's up, guys? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I have another tier list video, and I'm really excited about this one because it's another banger show. Honestly, I wouldn't do a show that I didn't know super well, so yeah, I'm excited. And also, this is actually a recommendation from one of you guys, one of the subscribers. So if you guys is not subscribed yet, make sure you guys hit the sub button, the like button, and comment down below what tier list videos you guys want to see. This tier list was requested by @Kaleem-R5N. I hope I said that right, but thanks for being a sub, and yeah, we're gonna get into Invincible, which is a great show. If you guys haven't seen Invincible, I don't even know why you clicked into this video. Go ahead and go watch it and then come back because mega spoilers. This show is one of the two shows, including The Boys, that is absolutely carrying Amazon Prime Video, in my opinion. I literally have a subscription purely for that, and also for my niece to watch Has Been Hotel, because I know that's a big thing right now. But yeah, I'm really excited, and it's another genre of superheroes, but in a more realistic way, and more not cynic, but just realistic, kind of like The Boys, but not as extreme as The Boys, but also kind of, yeah, actually. Episode 1 was crazy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's get into this tier list. I found a tier list right here on Tier Maker called Invincible Characters Season 1 and 2. And I kind of adjusted a little bit. We're going to do the same as always. S being the best, A being great, B being good characters, C being mid, and D being bad. And before I get into this, I want to make a statement. First, thank you so much if you guys have been subscribing, because we hit 5,400, which is insane to me. We're growing at such a rapid rate. Second, yes, these tier list videos are very polarizing. I have very weird ways of ranking people, and I think I'm going to try to follow a more clear format. Look, if a character is in one episode, it's going to hinder them a little bit more if they are lesser known. And then now I'm going to rank the character, or I'm going to try my hardest to rank them purely on how good and well written the character is, even if I hate them as a person, okay? Because I know I was getting mixed reviews with that, with the Game of Thrones tier list, and I apologize because I was definitely flip-flopping, bipolar about characters. But yeah, all right, let's get into this. So here we have, oh my god, they're starting with all the bangers, oh my god. And then all the lesser characters are at the bottom. Interesting, okay, here we go. All right, we got Invincible, or Mark Grayson. I mean, come on, this is too easy. Mark's the best. He's one of the few characters in shows that actually is the MC and my favorite character. Because oftentimes in anime, I'll give you an example. Attack on Titan, my favorite character was Levi, which is not the main character, Eren. And even in, there's obviously exceptions, but even in The Boys, I love the Deep. And so this is one of the few times that I don't think anyone will dethrone Mark from being the top, because Mark is extremely relatable. He is, well, except for the fact that he's a superhero. I'm not a superhero, but he's an Asian American, especially at the beginning of the story, just as a high schooler that's just trying to make his dad proud. And obviously he's trying to get his powers and so forth, but he is one of the few characters that's trying his hardest to just absolutely do pure good. Although he does come to terms with that in season 2, where we get a lot of layers on his character when he has a lot of anger issues, and, stemming from Omni-Man, his dad being who he is, Viltrumite and so forth. And yeah, it's a very interesting and nuanced character. I really, really love Mark Grayson, or Invincible. And also Steven Yeun voices him, which is one of my favorite Asian actors and one of my favorite actors in general. And if you guys didn't know, fun fact before we move on from him, Steven Yeun, I'm pretty sure, made history as the first Asian guy on TV or film to make love with a white woman. And that was huge for me. Growing up. I'm not gonna lie, it was like a holiday. All right, so Invincible, easily probably gonna be number 1. Spoiler alert, because I can't see anyone else dethroning him. All right, Omni-Man, or Nolan Grayson, the father of Invincible, or Mark Grayson. And Omni-Man is a really fucking banging character. I'm going to put him at second. I don't think anyone's going to dethrone that. I'd be really tough. Omni-Man is the reason, along with Mark Grayson, that we're watching this fucking show. These two people are the reasons. The first episode, Omni-Man is oh, I'm Superman in this series, right? Not really, because I'm going to kill all of the Justice League myself, because I'm that guy. And then you find out, no, he's actually a villain in season 1, because he's a Viltrumite sent to Earth to get it ready for total domination. And then you find out in season 2, and I think originally, if we were talking just season 1, he was more two-dimensional. I want to say he's more two-dimensional, but he was more just a villain, and he would have been in a great tier. But because of season 2 and the ending of season 1, where he flies off and cries, you find out that he actually has feelings for Mark. Even his wife, kinda. I mean, viewed her as a pet, which is pretty fucked up. But there's definitely some, at least initial feeling, and he wasn't supposed to have any care about humanity, but he kind of does. And you know, in season 2, you find out that he actually is wanting to go against the Viltrumites, which is a huge key. And I think that, you know, Invincible, Omni-Man, and probably Alan, the alien who is, I think, currently in the storyline, at least in the anime. If you guys watch the comics, I mean, read the comics, sorry. Yeah, don't even spoil it for me because I know you guys already know what's going to happen. But Alan's going to hopefully rescue him because they're both imprisoned, and Alan was imprisoned on purpose. So those 3 are probably the biggest key players in terms of saving the world from the Viltrumites, in my assumption at least. And Omni-Man just deserves the second spot. I sound like I'm glazing right now, but dude, that fucking episode with the train, y'all know what I'm talking about. That was insane. That alone earns Omni-Man top spot, and also him wiping out the Guardians of what is it? Guardians of the Globe. That's right. That's what the name was. But yeah, Omni-Man. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to debate that these 2 characters carry the show. All right, what's next? Who's next? Oh, Adam Eve. God, dude, they're starting with all just such great characters. Like, okay, now I'm seeing the list. There's going to be a couple mid and good characters for sure. But Adam Eve, easy. Going in the best. I'm sorry for it to be so top heavy, but they really, this tier list just categorize them at first, so it's gonna happen. Adam Eve is one of the best characters in my opinion. I think prior to season 2 and prior to her side story of Invincible Presents Adam Eve, she would have been in a great tier. In my opinion, I think she is one of my favorite side characters. Actually, she might be my favorite side character. I don't consider Omni-Man or Invincible because I think they're kind of like the main characters. Adam Eve is that shorty, bro. And also, like, come on, I'm low-key just shipping her and Mark so bad. I hope that they end up together, and we actually get some confirmation of that when future Adam Eve comes back and tells Mark, like, hey, by the way, you should probably tell her how you feel because my whole life I had the feeling for you. But Adam Eve was great, and I really, really, really liked the story of how finding out, like, she was adopted and how she got her powers. She didn't really know her parents at all. Her mom like died, and then also on top of that, like, the adopted parents, how their relationship with her, especially her dad. Like, I don't really like her dad. If her dad's on this tier list, he might be like bad, I think, because I don't like him. He's really mean to her and just doesn't accept the fact that she has a power that can make them rich. Like, what? Like, is it really that hard to accept gold from your daughter that can make, like, rearrange atoms? Also, that power is insane. You can rearrange atoms. Like, that's so OP. All right. She's going in the best. All right, we got Rexplode. I like Rexplode a lot. Rexplode's going in a great section. I don't think he cracks best for me, but he is a great character. I think he is one of the few characters, or, well, not few, one of the many characters in the show that has a 3D, 4D feel to him because he has layers. At first, he was just kind of a cocksucker douchebag, but then in later season 1 and also season 2, you see that he's starting to come to terms with the fact that he was a fuckboy and didn't really take things seriously, and now he needs to start. Hello, Matt. Okay, sư sáng cái nước nha, 4 giờ. Dạ, nó mới làm mấy kem rồi. Nhưng mà sư sáng uống cái nước đó, cái thuốc uống là cũng xấu nữa. Okay, bye. Cô đang quay phim. Yeah, so Rexplode, I also liked that he had the relationships with, you know, Duplicate, Adam Eve, and I really like his relationship with Adam Eve because it's coming to, like, almost a friend past the relationship level, because I think initially they were dating at first, and he kind of understands Invincible in certain ways and contradicts him in certain ways because he's definitely more of like a Deadpool type character, and yeah, I like him. There's nothing else to say. Also, his power is really cool. He gets to explode shit. I mean, that's awesome. All right, next we got Robot. And Robot is kind of one of the head leaders of the Guardians of the Globe 2nd edition after Omni-Man absolutely fucking wrecks the 1st edition or first crew. Until that of Immortal coming back, and then Immortal becomes the leader, of course. But Robot was an interesting character because he has a lot going on with his own brain and shit that he's trying to figure out, because he wants to be human, and then, like, he takes a sample from Rexplode and then kind of clones him and ends up looking like kid form. He also has a very interesting relationship with that of Monster Girl, and so I like Robot. I would put him at the end of great. I think I like Rexplode more, but Robot's really cool, and I like that they actually added layers to his story. Aside, in contradiction to some of the other one-off characters, we actually feel and get to understand his thought process, especially during the cloning episodes. I like Robot, cool character, and also tries really hard to be a leader, but yet has so much to learn. So, yep. Duplicate. Okay, Duplicate, interesting character. I think at first I really didn't like her that much. She would have been mid, but I'm gonna upgrade her to good because Duplicate. I wish we get to know more of her psychology, but obviously the show doesn't have enough runtime to explain everyone's. But she does have a interesting relationship with that of the Immortal, and then also Rexplode back then. And in the series where we're at right now is we thought Duplicate was completely killed, had a funeral and so forth, but she kept a final clone of her just in case of emergencies like this, which is so brilliant. Also, like very, very genius strategy. This is an off take, but imagine dating Duplicate and she did what the Immortal got to experience and multiplies herself for, adult activities. That's just insane to think about. You can have a multi, threesome, foursome, all that, but with the same person. That's so weird. That's so weird to think about. Yeah, good character. I wish we had more layers about her. I would have put it in great, but good for me. The Immortal. Immortal is an interesting character because he was one of the original Guardians of the Globe. He was originally one of the Guardians of the Globe, and he gets fucking wrecked in the first episode when Omni-Man reveals his true colors and destroys all of the Guardians of the Globe. And he was one of the few that kind of had enough strength to kind of at least deal a little bit of damage against Omni-Man, which is like literally nothing. But he comes back and he was still, or he doesn't come back. He was pronounced that he was still actually alive this whole time. He gets his body and so forth back because he is the Immortal, which makes sense. I guess he can't die. And he has a lot of layers to him. I think he has a lot of anger issues that he's trying to flesh out, obviously at Mark because of his downfall with that of Nolan. And I also think that he probably envied Nolan for being that guy back then. And he always probably wanted to be the leader and now is the leader, but yet of such a young group. I also like that we get to see his dealings with Duplicate and their relationship, along with how depressed he got after. It showed a lot of nuance to his character. I either want to put him at the top of good or the back of great. I think I'm gonna leave him in the back of great. He might get demoted though, depending on how colluded this area gets. All right. We got Alan the Alien. This is too easy for me. Alan the Alien is my third favorite character in the show. Probably won't get dethroned, to be honest. I love Alan. He's so funny. Also, he's voiced by Seth Rogen, which is so goofy. I gotta commend this show for having some of the best fucking voice actors and also recognizable names. Like, insane. So, like, y'all really went balls to the wall with this. And, dude, Seth Rogen's voice was so recognizable. Like, I knew it right away. I literally was like, oh, that's Seth Rogen, 100%. And he's really funny character, too. I liked his first interaction with Mark, how they're in space, and they thought that, like, they were going to be, like, enemies, and then ended up being, like, besties. And, yeah, he's really cool. I like Alan a lot. I'm very excited for the future of his show because he's going to have such a bigger role, I feel like, because he is the guy who would essentially save Nolan. And, my feelings about Nolan was so mixed because originally I hated him, as most people do. And then you start feeling for him, but you're like, damn, but he really destroyed everybody in the train. So can you really relate with him? But I do hope that Alan rescues him because it would be a badass scene to see the three of these guys, probably Adam Eve as well, and obviously the Guardians of the Globe, all kind of fight the Viltrumites at the end of the story, I'm hoping. That's not a spoiler. I have no clue what would happen. But yeah, Alan the Alien, the third, he's so fucking funny, bro. Definitely the funniest character in the show, in my opinion. Oh God, we got Amber. Amber has been thrown through the mud on YouTube. I've seen many videos. I think there's one right here. Most hated side character ever by Derek FDB. I definitely watched that and I laughed because I related to it because I don't like Amber. I know there's going to be one motherfucker out there or a couple who are Amber stans and are like, oh, why do you not like Amber? I'll explain why, bruh. She, in season 1, knew weeks before the announcement that Mark told her that he's invincible. She knew that weeks before and yet was still complaining about why he couldn't give her time, couldn't be there for this and that. She started crying, all that. Motherfucker was saving the world and you knew that he was invincible, bruh. And that's why relationships with superheroes and regular people are always so tough because it's hard to relate to one another. It has nothing to do with how good of a character it is, because I think Amber is probably a great person as a person, but it's just not compatible. Like, I hate to say it, but Mark needs to be with someone like Adam Eve. I mean, it's just like celebrities, you know? Let's say you get Leonardo DiCaprio or Scarlett Johansson, and they date a regular person, like a average Joe like me. I would not be able to understand their lifestyle. They probably wouldn't be able to understand mine anymore. And it would be really tough. And that's why it's usually, more times than not, celebrities date celebrities, because they understand each other's schedule. They understand how it works. They're both busy. They're doing this, doing that, so forth. And that's just how it works. And so Amber, you know, her bitching about Mark being a superhero and stuff. I will say one redeeming factor about Amber is she's very mature, and she understood that it wouldn't work out, and you know, they broke up. And that one scene was probably my favorite scene of Amber, along with the first episode. I liked Amber in the first episode when she kicked the bully in the balls and like asked for Mark's number, because that was very awesome. Pretty girl and all that, but just come on, dude. Why are you complaining about not hanging out with the guy who's saving the world? If you guys want to know why I'm putting her in bad, watch the video. Literally, I'll link in the description box. Most hated side character ever, and I actually understand that, and that is why I'm putting her in bad. So if you guys have any complaints, there you go. All right, now we got Angstorm Levy, one of the newer characters to the story, season 2 character. Angstorm is a brilliant human that traveled through different dimensions and hates Invincible and Omni-Man, because in almost all the universes, they are evil except the one that he ends up in. And he threatens to kill Debbie, you know, Mark's mom, in that one scene, and his half-brother. And yeah, all that. He's really smart dude, interdimensional. He's an interesting villain. I like him. I'm going to say he's an interesting villain that should have been fleshed out more. I'm going to put him at the end of good. He could have gone higher if they gave him kind of more screen time. It just felt like it was building up, and then the way that he went out was kind of I will say one thing that in his death that was cool to see is to see how Mark's anger and like boiling point really was, because he does have this innate sense of violence in him where he beat the living shit out of this dude. Granted, this dude threatened his little brother and his mom, who is like the most important person in his life. So I get that. And was it good? I don't know. Who am I to say ethics and morals, you know? But Angstorm Levy, end of good for me. All right, I don't know who made this tier list, but they cropped out the literal head, which is going to be hard. But I am 99.9% sure this is Anissa. She is a Viltrumite, a warrior, and I think she was there during the initial fight with Omni-Man. And was she? I'm trying to remember. All I know for sure is she was on that episode where she came to Earth and took Amber mid-date and threatened Mark and essentially beat the shit out of Mark to show that there's levels to this. And also told Mark, hey, look, dude, if you're not going to join us, I'm coming back and all the Viltrumites are going to fucking destroy you. And that was a badass fucking fight, badass episode. Yeah, so she's kind of like in charge of making sure Mark falls in order with the Viltrumites, and she is a badass character. I wish they fleshed her out more, but in the short stint that she was on the show, she was really cool, so I will put her in the good section. In my opinion, I kind of like her more than Angstorm, and I think that she's gonna have, well, Angstorm's dead unless something happens, but I think she's gonna have more of a role to play later on too, so she's probably gonna upgrade higher as seasons go on. All right, now we got Aquarius, or the Aquaman of the Guardians of the Globe, the parody of them, and his powers are the same as Aquaman. He controls water and so forth, but he is sadly in the group of the Guardians of the Globe that got wrecked in one episode. You got to see him like fight and do like cool things in the first episode, and then the way end, Omni-Man just fucking destroys them and kills them all. I think he might have got killed with the mace, I don't remember, but Omni-Man wrecks them. And I really want to rank him higher, because I mean, I'm sure all the Guardians of the Globe first edition would have been super cool characters, but in my opinion, I have to put him in mid, just because we only see him for literally like maybe 3 scenes. But yeah. All right, now we got Art Rosenbaum. Art is the kind of like the cool uncle figure to Mark. Art knows Omni-Man for years now and has a relationship with all the Graysons, a very great relationship. He's almost like the Alfred of the group in that of Batman. And Art is the guy who makes the costumes for Mark and Omni-Man, as well as other heroes as well. And he also has a great enough relationship with Omni-Man to where he was able to condole the family whenever, they find out that Omni-Man was evil or so forth. And also, he kept a collection of Omni-Man's comics, which is huge because all of those are assumed to play a role in how to defeat the Viltrumites, which is so critical. So clutch character. I'm going to put him in great. That's a pretty easy one. I actually like him a lot. I'd probably put him at the top of great, to be honest. All right, so we move on. All right, now we got Battle Beast. Battle Beast was in how many episodes? Like maybe like 1, 2, 3, something like that. I know they were, the Battle Beast was in cahoots with Machine Head and like Isotope and all those guys. This was early or mid first season. It's harder for me to remember all of first season, but I do remember the fight with the Guardians of the Globe, and this was pretty cool. Yeah, Battle Beast was cool. Good character, but at the end of good because, again, nothing. We don't get to see too many layers. I almost want to put him in mid. No, that fight was pretty cool. All right, we've got one of Immortal's like main villains, I guess. Biplane is his name. I had to search that up. Not gonna lie. Yeah, we get to see him for like 2 seconds, and he gets wrecked. Mid, too easy. I have no reason to put him in bad. He's not like annoying or anything. We literally get to see him for like 2 seconds, and then he gets wrecked. All right, Black Samson. Black Samson's a cool character. I feel kind of bad for him because he's stuck in a group full of younger kids, and yet he's also not the strongest, but he feels like he's the oldest besides Immortal. This is tough. I'd probably put him at the way end of good. Black Samson's cool. He has his moments, and you actually get to see some scenes of him interacting with the group, with the Guardians of the Globe, and also in his own right trying to be a humble guy, I guess, or get humbled in a way. All right. We got Bulletproof. How many episodes was Bulletproof in? I barely remember this guy. Oh, I guess he was in a fair amount. It says he appeared in episode 1 of season 2, and last episode was episode 8 of season 2, which is pretty good. But I do remember he is in the Guardians of the Globe, and he is alive as well. He has decelerating aging, flight, invulnerability. I mean, healing factor. It's pretty cool. Cool character. I don't remember him super well, so I'm gonna have to put him at the end of good. Do I put him? No. I remember him more than these guys. I mean, these guys were in like literally like under 5 scenes each. All right, we got Cecil, or the boss of the Global Defense Agency, which works with superheroes. He's essentially the main guy that like sets up who should rescue who, or what, in what predicament, and Guardians of Globe, or like this group, or this hero, and so forth. And Cecil's a very nuanced character because I feel like he's one of those guys that's just willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. And he's inherently a good guy, but he's also willing to do really bad things to get to the point where he wants to, and for the greater good, in his opinion. And Cecil is a very vital character to the show. I also I like him a lot personally. I don't love him, but I know he's a very well written character. He's like, I mean, the whole thing with Omni-Man and dealing with Mark and trying to get this like teaching him relationship in a way of how the ropes work, but it's hard to control someone like that, kind of on a different thing. And I also like his relationship with Donald, having to explain to Donald everything and so forth about his reality of him being kind of a cyborg. And he's also like methodical in so many ways. He's got, whenever you find out that stuff about Omni-Man and how he helped the Graysons move on was interesting. But yeah, great character in my opinion. All right, we got D.A. Sinclair. To be honest, I don't remember him too much. I do remember that he works for Cecil. He was the guy who made the reanimation men. So he was initially a villain, but then he was hired by Cecil. Top of mid. Yeah. Oh, dude, this guy was so cool. This is the devil detective, dude. What was his name? Oh, yeah. Damon Darkblood. Also, badass name. Anyone named Damon? Fucking badass, just like House of Dragon. And he's a literal demon who worked for the global agency as a detective. His powers are literally being like the best detective ever. And even though he was short stint, he's gonna be one of the few characters that gets an upgrade from mid just because he was so cool. And I mean, he's a fucking demon, bro. Like, that's badass. I don't think I have the right to put him much higher though, because he is like very short-lived. I think he was in like maybe 2 episodes. Yeah, he was in 2, 3, 4, like 2 or 3 episodes. So yeah, I'll put him at the end of good. I like him. His powers are really cool too. And he's a fucking demon. Like, that's so badass. All right, we got Darkwing, one of the original Guardians of the Globe, who gets absolutely fucking wrecked by Omni-Man again. And for that reason, I have to put him next to Aquarius. I'm actually going to go ahead and put all of the Guardians next to the midsection, just because I sure they're cool characters. I just genuinely, we get to see them for like 5 seconds. War Woman, also gonna go there. Get that out the way now. Red Rush. Red Rush is gonna go at the top of mid though, because I like the one scene that we got to see with him trying to go on a date. Oh, actually has to go behind DA Sinclair, I guess. But yeah, top of the Guardians Globe. I like the little date scene a lot, where he like rushes, go on a date and so forth. Am I missing any other Guardian Globe? Oh yeah, here we go. We got Green Ghost or something like that. Is it Green Ghost? Yeah, Green Ghost. Yeah, cool powers, by the way. But yep. And these all are almost all interchangeable. It's hard for me to rank one above the other because they're all kind of just get wrecked by Omni-Man equally, almost. I think that's it. We'll see if I cross anyone else. But yeah. All right, now we got Darkwing II, and this character is actually going to go at the end of good for me, because even though he's short stint, he had a really great scene with Mark. A very, very eye-opening scene for Mark, kind of starting the arc of Mark, like figuring out how bad he is, how willing he is to go off the grid and be violent and so forth. And, he's the kind of the Robin to Nightwing one, being his like protege and so forth. And that was a really cool scene. I'm going to put him good. Debbie. Love Debbie. Too easy. She's going in the best section. She's going at the end of the best. Debbie is the one character, along with Art and some of the others, but Debbie is the true one character where we get to see a perspective that is very, very human and relatable. I feel like shows with superpowers, you always got to have at least one POV in that sense, with that of Huey and the boys, and for this show, Debbie. And you get to see her have to deal with the aftermath of figuring out her husband is literally evil and wants to take over the planet. My son is part him, and you feel for her because she's genuinely just a great mom, just trying to do her fucking best, dude. And it's hard that the life that she, or the husband that she chose, ended up being like that, and lied to her and everything. But Debbie goes through a lot. I really like the arc in season 2 where we get to see her go to those AA meetings and try to just move on. And a poor woman has been through everything. Talk about like a real strong woman and mom. She is the goal mom right here. Debbie, love her. Putting her in the best. That's pretty easy. All right. Dr. Seismic. Interesting episode. I think he was in 2 episodes. I don't know. He wasn't in for long. Interesting. Was he in it for long? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. He came back in season 2. He was in season 1 for a bit and came back in season 2. I guess, you know what? He's an interesting villain. I wouldn't put him too high, but he's pretty funny. He's just goofy to see. Like, I guess he's done some traumatic stuff, but yeah. It's good to see his battles, I guess. So I'll put him there. I almost want to put him in mid, but I'll put him at the end of good. But then I would have to move up Dr. Sinclair. Nah, I'm gonna put Doc down here. Yeah, that feels more right. Donald, love Donald. Putting him in great. I like Donald probably more than Robot. Right behind Rexplode. These guys are kind of interchangeable though. This section is really like equal to me. Donald is a very awesome character because he's originally human. Then you find out that he sacrificed his life during the Omni-Man's stint, and then no, motherfucker, he's actually a cyborg that got brought back to life by Cecil. But then he starts having conflicts with himself, thinking like, is this real? Is this what I wanted? Blah blah blah. And then Cecil shows him the secret database that him essentially saying, no, like I want this to happen if this ever did happen and so forth. So he is Cecil's like main right hand man, and it was really cool to see him go through the psychological trauma of figuring out if he was real or not, and that was really cool. I like Donald a lot. Going in great, pretty easy. All right, now we got a plethora of villains to go through. Let's finish some of the heroes. Monster Girl. Ooh, I like Monster Girl. Monster Girl is gonna go at the end of great. I like Monster Girl because I understand, or not understand, but I empathize for her issues of, her power alone. Every time she turns into a monster, she gets a little bit younger, and she feels like no one treats her like an adult, even though she's like way older than she actually is perceived in the show. And her relationship with Robot was also really cute, and you get to see like them go on dates and kind of teaching Robot how to be human. That was cute. I like that. Yeah, she's going at the end of great. All right. Any other heroes we can knock out before we get into the villains? Here we go. We got Shapeshift. Shapeshift is gonna go. He's pretty funny, dude. He's an actual like Martian alien, and then he takes the body of a human, and he was funny, dude. That pizza scene and not knowing like how to act human. I'd put him at the way top of good. Yeah, I like him more than Duplicate, to be honest, because I have a soft spot for funny characters. He's really funny. Kind of fucked up what he did, but really funny. All right, we got Shrinking Ray. That's another hero that we can rank. Shrinking Ray's abilities is essentially that of very much of an Ant-Man, shrinking-wise. Interesting character. Don't get to see too much, and I know she gets hospitalized. We do get a good fair bit of her scenes. I'd put her probably at the end of the modern Guardians of the Globe. Yeah. That's where I'd rank her, at least for now. Actually, I don't know, bro. I like the detective dude a lot. I'll put her at the end of good. No. More than Nightwing too. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. All right, let's see. Any other heroes? Well, we can, not a hero, but in a hero in his own right, I guess. We got William Clockwell. I almost said cock. He would have liked that. That's a gay joke. Clockwell, yeah. I like him a lot. I love that he is his best friend and outlet. I mean, every young teen hero needs a best friend that you can tell that you are a hero, right? And I also love that he contradicts Mark in many ways, but yet is so always going to be there for him. I mean, he's one of those characters that, you know, you want in a best friend. I'd put Mark right above Rexplode to me. In my opinion, he's gonna go in the great section, and I love like his relationship with that one dude who ended up like becoming a cyborg too, and like yeah, he's a great character, and he looks out for Mark in a lot of ways. I mean, his schoolwork and everything. I'm curious what they're gonna do with him later on, because I have a feeling he might actually downgrade later as this show goes on, because I don't know if they're gonna have much room for him when the Viltrumites come, but we'll see. Maybe he gets powers, or maybe he just is always there for Invincible and they give him good scenes just to show the human side of Mark. So as of right now, I'm gonna put him in the pretty high up and great. I like him a lot. All right, now we got Senate's Dog, which I'm curious why this is even on the tier list, because this isn't actually Senate's Dog. So Senate's Dog is a made-up character in this made-up world where Mark is a huge fan, has action figures and so forth, but a alien came down and disguised himself as Senate's Dog just to convince him to go see his dad in the alternate world. But it was a funny bit, and it was funny. I mean, it was in like one episode, so I can't put him too high. But he's not a bad character, so I'd put him right here. Cool. All right, now we're going to go into a lot of villains, and we're going to try to knock this out, because there is a lot of villains, and most of them are very, one-offy, which is like they're in one episode, 2 episodes, so it's going to be kind of tougher to rank them. They're going to be more probably mid or, probably good. Is this the Flaxen leader? This is the alien leader, dude. I think it's the Flaxens. I'm not too sure the name of the alien group, but this was a fucking funny ass scene where they kept like coming back and evolving and then still getting wrecked. I like that episode. I think this is a pretty good villain. I think for me, he will fall at the end of good. All right, we got Furnace. He works with the Battle Beast and some of the other guys in the mid-season one. Don't really get to see too much of Furnace, so going in the bottom mid to me. All right. This was a cool beast, dude, because this was one of the few villains that fought Omni-Man twice, so he survived the first fight. The name of the monster is Hail Mary. This monster is absolutely huge and is like a kaiju. Yeah, I think it's a badass monster, and we got to see Omni-Man really go ham with this, and then it comes back with the fight with Mark too. Mark and Ami. I actually like this monster more than the Flaxen monster, so I put him or it. It might be a girl. It is a girl. Hail Mary. Yeah, so her right there. Oh my god, all the lizard group. I'm gonna group them together. Oh god, this is tough. Some of them are mid, some of them are high. Let me pull up the list of all their names. I believe they were called the Lizard League, which is they're kind of the joke villains, but some of them actually are kind of strong, and most of them get absolutely killed. Actually, I think all of them get killed after it all. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 3 that I like the most, which is Supreme Lizard. He's probably the funniest. I'd put him right here. He's pretty funny to laugh at. King Lizard is up there as well. He had a lot of good scenes and also a great fight. Or well, not a great fight because he just whips out a gun, but it was funny. Queen Lizard was goofy, gets killed pretty quick. I put her right here, and then for the rest of actually this guy's really strong. I think his name's Komodo Dragon. He was actually pretty strong, so I think he also deserves to be good. Now the rest of the Lizard League is probably gonna go in mid for me. Who am I missing in the Lizard League? I think that's everybody, right? I'm pretty sure. All right. Now we got Isoto. This is one of the characters who was in affiliations with like Machine Head, Titan, all that, and one of the enemies of Guardians of the Globe. Isoto was cool. Very, short characters. I think there's like 3 episodes in the middle of season 1. He was fine. I think I can't put him higher than Doc Seismic because Doc Seismic is a little bit more iconic. So I had to put him right here. Cool. All right. I'm going to wait to rank him. I'm going to go ahead and rank all those guys in that one group. All right. Machine Head. I think out of the group of Machine Head, Isotope, Battle Beast, all that, like the middle season of 1 people, I liked him a lot, but he was in 1 episode, so I really cannot rank him high at all, which is kind of sad, but he was a cool character. I mean, I liked his abilities. I'd put him, I like him a little less than Isoto. Yeah, I don't know. They're interchangeable. All right, we move on. Who else was in that group during that time? Oh, I think this guy was. Oh, Magmatic was for sure. He was, I think, like the fire dude. I don't know. Barely remember him too. Think he was in. Oh, he came back. So he was in it for 2 episodes. God, I feel like I'm just gonna group that whole group right here probably. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna run it a little bit faster. I'm gonna group that. Most of the like one-offy villains right here, and this video is getting really long. It's like 45 minutes runtime, so we're gonna speed this up a little bit. I honestly forgot the name of these 2. Is this one in the Lizard group? I kind of don't remember his name. I think he was in the Lizard group. I'm pretty sure, so I feel like I'm gonna group him with the Lizards. Let's see. Kurtz, also a short-lived villain. Pretty cool though. I mean, his powers were cool. I put him probably here. Yep. Okay, now, well, let me get that out the way, and then we're going to talk about, like, villains that I actually kind of, like more than just mid or low good. Let me go ahead and finish this grouping out there. I don't know who this is. They cropped this dude's head out. If someone in the comment section, let me know who this is. Why can't I recognize this character? Maybe I forgot. Tethered Tyrant, funny bit, also in that same area. Probably right here. Oh, actually, I like the Lizard group a little bit more. Yeah, cool. Oh, this guy had one cool, like, fight scene, also short-lived. What was his name? Titan. Yeah, Titan. Yeah, I like him a little bit more because you actually get to see a pretty cool fight with him. Put him right behind. So yeah. Any other mid characters before we move on? Oh, dude, this guy was so cool. This is the one from the comics, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the Space Ranger, dude. That was such a fucking badass, like, stunt when we learned about, like, he has the gun that it just is indestructible blasts. Oh, God, I'm gonna have to put him at the end of good. We only get to see him for a bit, but that was a cool fucking scene. All right, now I left over way better villains that are gonna rank much higher. For shits and gigs, I'm gonna put Sinister Invincible in bad for the thumbnail, but honestly, what a fucking cool way to write that Invincible in other alternate universes are actually like evil. I'm gonna actually put him much higher. For thumbnail purposes, I'm gonna put him there. Just clickbait you guys a little bit. I think Sinister Invincible is a cool concept. I'm gonna put him right here for right now. I think in the future, if we get to see maybe a cross parallel of the 2 fighting, he would go much higher. For the season 2, he kind of acts as a plot for Inkstorm to just kind of hate Mark. So, I mean, for now, I'm going to have to put him in there. But let's see if they ever go into interdimensions again. Cool character, though. Very well written. I liked how they wrote, like, an evil side of him. All right, we got Kill Cannon. Kill Cannon's a pretty good villain in my eyes. I'm going to put him pretty high in the good section. Mainly because I think it's funny that his ability is literally a cannon. But also, I like his fight with Adam Eve a lot. It humbled Adam, and Adam Eve had to learn a lot in that, even that one stint. Actually, I'm gonna demote him a little bit because I feel like I like the Lizard League main people a little bit more. So I put Kill Cannon right here. Yeah, I like him. All right, now this one is cropped out, but it's definitely Lucan. He's the black Viltrumite. Badass fight. I mean, fucking all the Viltrumites are so fucking powerful. I feel like you can't put him anything below good. He is the lesser of the Viltrumites that are listed that I like, though. So for that reason, I will put him right behind. No, I like him more than Komodo, and Yeah. No, I like him more than Hail Mary, too. I put him there. All right, now we got General Craig, bro. This dude is fucking badass. He's like the general guy that came after Mark and, really Nolan, but then also Mark. He is so badass and he's so evil, bro. I fuck with him heavy. I mean, I don't like him as a person, but goddamn, he's a good, cool ass character. I want to see more fight scenes with him in the future, and I can't wait to see it because I feel like they are going to lead up to another Greg versus Nolan fight. I think, in my opinion, he's going to go right above Anissa. Because, I mean, they're like neck and neck. Both of their scenes were fucking badass. I have to put him higher because he is like literally the general. All right, moving on. Oh, my favorite villain. Again, I'm not going to rank this one, but my favorite villain in the show. Is it? Yeah, favorite villain for sure. In my opinion, at least. The Merlin Twins, I mean, they were there from the beginning of the show, still going on right now. They were there during the interdimensional stuff with, Angstorm. And yeah, the Merlin Twins are so cool. They are true rogues because there are obviously villains, but they do things in their own way and for their own gain. They're not really affiliated with many other villains. And I like that. I like the story. I like how smart they are, even though they look stupid. And I also like their battle. They're funny because they like constantly battle between who's the original guy. I really like that. This is going to be a hot take. I like the Merlin Twins pretty a lot. Yeah. I said pretty a lot, lol. I'll put him at the pretty high up and great. Yep. There you guys have it. There's my list. Dang, that was a long one. It's so funny that Amber's the only bad character. I'm going to get so much hate. Oh, people are going to hate me. I'm okay with it. It's all right. You guys always give me at least a little bit of hate in this tier list, but that's the fun of it. And I like when a lot of you guys relate with me too. But if you guys relate or don't relate in the comments, let me know because it's just funny to interact with you guys on tier lists as well. I'm really glad I got to do the Invincible tier list. Here's how we rank. Amber being the only bad. A lot of one-offy characters. And again, the Guardians Globe would have gone much higher if they got more screen time. All these good characters right here. Great characters and the best. I mean, the top 5. And if I were to make a GOAT section, it would be probably just these two because they carry the show the most. But Alan's, I feel like, is borderline GOAT. But yeah. I'm happy with this list. I am very satisfied. I think this show does really great in writing and its characters, and yeah, it's a good time. I'm excited to season 3. I hope they animate it sooner than season 2 because that took so long, but for a great reason. I mean, it's hard to get everybody on board when you casted so many big names. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of this video. And also let me know what tier list video I should do next. I love you guys. And again, thank you so much for the growth on this channel. We've hit like 200 subs in the last month, which is insane to me. We're really rapidly growing. I hope I can hit 10K at some point in my life. We'll see though. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see next. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.